dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Buy up, buy up. And in Menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel. It's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and I'm very much appreciative. So gracias. So I seen the video Dubs did the other day, airing his grievances out about Renegade Media, right? You know, I understand where he's coming from. But in all fairness, I'm going to say this. Everybody has the right to speak on whatever the fuck they feel like speaking on. Does that make it right? No. Especially when you've lived that life, you should know what to say and what not to say. You can't sit here and act all high and mighty because you have a YouTube channel or because you're a content creator like you're better than everyone else, because you ain't shit. We're just like everybody else, man. The only difference is people tune in to hear our stories, our personal stories, and things we want to give perspectives on. So when you give perspectives on things, you have to be unbiased. You can't say, this dude's a pussy, this dude's a punk, this dude's a rat, this dude's a that, without really knowing what's up. Because what does that make you? That makes you a super comadre. Okay? That's exactly what it makes you. So when I see Dubs did this video, he was a little upset. I could see, and usually Dubs doesn't get out of character like that, but I could see that he was a little upset just based upon enough is enough. He's tired of seeing people downplay people, talk shit about these individuals that they never did time with. See, they're telling stories based upon what someone told them. Okay? I'm talking about J-Han's Renegade Media. He tells these stories about these guys, and I'm sure he does his homework. He talks to people. He gets what little information he gets. That's cool. Whatever helps his channel. He could talk about whatever he wants to talk about at the end of the day. Ain't nobody holding his hand, right? But when you're talking about guys, how they never put in work, how they never did this, how they're suckers, they're punks. If your whole channel is based upon wanting to help kids get away from gangs and wanting to help people open their eyes and realize that they're being used or being confused or being educated the wrong way, then what the fuck does a motherfucker having to put in work do with it? If anything, if you want to create less victims, then how are you going to call a man a punk or a sucker because he didn't put in work? It's like you want him to put in work. You wanted him to do that and be a big bad wolf. If not, he ain't up to your level? He's not compared to your resume or what? Does putting in work and being a badass make you a man? Or does just being a man with value standards, does that make you being a man? See, me, I don't care if I win or lose. It's the fight. You know, it's the pull-up. It's to handle your business, win or lose. You know, when I first came out with my channel, was more so about just telling my stories. Comedy, telling my stories, letting people know, hey, this is what I've been through. Whether you choose to gangbang or not is not my decision. Ultimately, we each make our own decisions in life. I've always said I'm not a positive channel or a negative channel. I'm just a real channel. I do my things. I say what I say and I speak what I speak on. But at the same time, I was once a street gang member, a proud street gang member, proud of what I was doing. Was I misguided and misled? Yeah, I misled and misguided myself. See, people can tell you whatever the fuck they want to tell you, but you don't have to listen. Definitely don't have to listen. Ultimately, you do what you do. And if you're of an understanding of that, of being your own man, you know, all those old sayings, you know what you signed up for, be your own man. You'll see when it gets rough, when it gets bad, everyone turns their back on you. It's on you. Okay? I think Renegade Media knows that. I know Dubs knows that. But he was a little upset because this guy was talking about alleged members of certain organizations and like, oh, they ain't with this, they ain't with this program, they ain't with that program, they ain't never put in no work, they ain't never shedded no blood. What have you done? And does it matter if they shedded blood or not? Would you tell that man to his face he ain't shit, he ain't shedded no blood? Why does he have to shed blood to be a man? There's a lot of men that are watching this right now that ain't never shedded no blood. You know what they got? You know where the blood's at? On the bottom of their feet, because they put their fucking boots on. They get up every morning, they go to work. They're real men. You know, there's truck drivers right now listening to this that haven't had to shed no blood. Not everyone thinks like that. Not everyone has that mentality. If you want to dissuade kids and get them away from that prison and that gang mentality, then you don't try to act like you're tougher than anyone else. See, I've been watching J-Hands for a long time. I've held my tongue. Do I dislike or hate this man? Absolutely not. Got nothing against J-Hands whatsoever. But he has something against me. For whatever reason. You know, for whatever reason you don't like me for, that's fine. But cut out all the bullshit. You know my phone number. If you feel there's an issue, call me and we can make it happen, bro. Me and you. Just between me and you. We don't got to involve people's wives or involve, you know, what work motherfuckers put in or not. Fuck what work you put in the past. Just put in some work right now. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about. You know, there's never been a situation between me and this fella where I felt played out or whatever by him. Not ever. I could never feel that way. I do what I do. You know, I'm the example. You know, heavy is the head that I wear, the crown that I wear on my head. But I will say this, some people don't know how to act once they get a little bit of people watching them, once they get subscribers. And J-Han strikes me as that type of person, man. You know, what started out as something positive and something great, man, has now turned into chisme and comadre shit. You know, you seem to be pushing this gang line, bro. You know, this dropout gang line. That's what it seems like to me. And this is just a perspective from the outsider looking in. This is the truth, right? I see this Vato talk about these organizations back to back to back to back to back to back. Look, I understand the views are nice, but it ain't all about views all the time. Sometimes if you really live that lifestyle, you know to shut the fuck up. There's certain things you can't speak on. They're going to utilize certain things to build cases on people. Okay? You can't say, I've already fucking, what the fuck this dude said? He said, oh, I've accepted my fate. So you've accepted the fact that you're not going to see your kids grow up? You accepted the fact that you're not going to be able to pay the rent for your family because you're no longer going to be gone? When you say you accept your fate, does that mean that everyone else around you accepts it? I'm sure your family and your peoples, and I'm not meant to talk about your family, not in a negative light at all. But I'm sure no one around you that loves you or cares for you accepts that fate for you, bro. You're not a gangster or hard because you accept that fate. Do you think Savage Studios accepted that fate? Or do you think he'd rather be with his son and his old lady? Nobody wants to accept that fate. We all know death is around the corner. We all know we got it coming eventually. But to sit there all cool to a whole bunch of strange people that don't even like you, you know, they just watch you because it's entertainment. But to sit there and say, I accepted my fate like you're a gangster. If you accepted your fate, why didn't you accept your fate when you were active? Stop it. I don't accept it, bro. I don't accept shit. I'm going to strive and work hard for mines. Do I downplay your contribution to YouTube? Absolutely not. I think you're perfect for YouTube. I think you're entertaining, bro, charismatic. I think you got it, homie. I told you that when you first talked to me. See, when we were cool, when I was helping you, we were cool. It's funny, when I'm helping all these motherfuckers, I'm cool. But when I'm not cool no more. Guess what, homie? Pick up the phone. Let's see how cool you are. It's that simple. Right? That's real. You know, as real as I could put it. Now, I've seen him speak on these organizations time and time again, and I can't be a fucking hypocrite, man. In the past, when I first started, I didn't know what I was thinking. I was uneducated in YouTube and just trying to make content. And I did speak on some shit, man. I did do it, but I never disrespected them guys. See, I never called them suckers or punks, or they didn't put in no work, or they bought their way into this and they did that. How do you know? Were you the fucking cucaracha on the wall when the shit was going down? Like, how do you ultimately know to be speaking on these guys, knowing damn well you've went from place to place to place to place to place, and you're not going to fucking ever tell these guys that in their face? Stop it. Like, man, I'll be honest with you, man. You know, and I never wanted to really speak on this because I was like, fuck, man. Hey, it's just nowhere for me to speak on. But I'm going to say it now. Why not? Right? Since we're talking. I have a homeboy, a good homeboy from Gilas, man. Good homeboy, savage, righteous homeboy, right? Really put in that work. And nowadays, he stepped away from all the bullshit. He's with his family. He's where it counts, right? And he's not out there trying to help people get away from the gangs. He's just happy that he was able to get the fuck away. And he didn't leave in bad standings. He just chose to take care of his family, be a man. He didn't join a dropout gang. He doesn't push that line. He's just a homie that just fucking wants to take care of his familia. And that's that. And a lot of the homeboys in this area, they know what it is with them. And they know that he's just doing the family thing. And it's cool, right? That's cool. Well, he's a good friend of mine, man. And he tapped in with me. We caught up through YouTube, and we were in Susanville together. And I was actually in the oil when this incident went down. But we were there certified together. It's the homie from there, right? My celly was his celly and all that shit, man. And we talked about the cellies and how this dude was a fucking piece of shit that we were selling. All this shit, right? And then he asks me. He's like, hey, bro, remember when that shit went down with the Africanos and the homies? The Northerners and the blacks, right? I said, yeah, I was in the oil at that time, bro. I heard something went down. And he's like, yeah, it was over this, and that. And I said, yeah, I heard it was over a radio. And it was, right? And he was like, yeah, bro, it's a trip. And he goes, do you watch the Renegade media? And I said, yeah, I know who he is, bro. I said, when I catch it, bro. I'm not like a big fucking, have to watch every video, bro, because some of the shit it's none of my business. So I'm like, whatever, right? It doesn't intrigue me. Especially when you live that life at a certain level, like, okay, someone got killed in prison. Happens all the time, right? So I'm like, yeah, I watch it though. What's up? He said, what do you think about that dude? I said, well, I've talked to him several times, bro. He's cool. You know what I mean? He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. I mean, some of the content he puts out, I don't agree with, bro, but that's on him. I'm sure he feels the same way about me. But I don't dislike this guy. There's no hatred there. I'm definitely not envious, right? Like, I do mines. I've been doing it. You got to understand, right? Like, I'm the fucking tree that everyone branched off of. Like, everyone seen what I was doing and then got on, So, imitation is the best form of flattery. And, that's the Timu version of me. I'm good. So I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Why? What's up? He was like, yeah, bro, he told this story about Susanville, but he wasn't there at that time, bro. And he goes, I know where you got that story from. I said, well, who? He said, the homeboy Psycho went to Arizona, and that fool was in Arizona. They must have fucking linked up, and Psycho told him a story. So basically, he's telling Psycho stories like if he was there. He goes, he wasn't there. I said, nah, he wasn't in Susanville with us. It was no big deal, but the homeboy was like, yeah, that kind of threw me off a little bit about that, because I know that when we got off, bro, he wasn't there, but he made the video like he got off. But he's really telling like he was Psycho's, basically like he was there, but he wasn't there, right? And I said, well, this is YouTube, bro. You could be anything you want to be. Vatos will tell stories, put themselves in the stories. It just happens. I don't think he's doing it to be an ass or anything. I think he's just putting a little tapatio on and making the story better. Whatever, I give him the benefit of the doubt because I liked him, right? Like, cool, man. But now that I look at it, it's like, that's where it started, bro. When the content started to become, instead of your own and telling stories and entertaining, to talking about other people or telling their stories. See, when the same dude that gives you a lot of this information, Jahans, gave me the same information way back then. I talked to him, asked him about me. I used to fuck with him tough. He used to call me, whatever, bro. And so I know where he's coming from. He's a solid dude, right? According to the way he's treated me. A lot of these stories he tells, of course, he was on one side of the fence. So his stories are not going to be 100% correct in agreement with other people's stories, right? Do you understand? You know who I'm talking about from the IE, Renegade. So a lot of these things he told me, bro, because they involved prison organizations, I kind of was like, I don't want to speak on that, bro, because that's just his opinion or what he's saying. And he basically has a bias against this group. Do you understand that there was, within that organization you speak on all the time, there was friction and tension there, and he was on one side and there was other side. So of course the guys on one side are going to speak on the other guys. Hey, it's none of our fucking business who's right or who's wrong. Those are stories best left unsaid. Will they do a lot of views? Will they get you a bag? Yes. Will they help kids stop gangbanging? No. Right? But it is what it is. So anyways, I know what's up with that, bro. So when I hear you speak on certain members of certain organizations or alleged members, bro, I'm just like, why? Why are you doing that? Especially it seems like you're speaking on the southern side the most, bro. Over and over and over and over and over again, bro. And you're not from down south. Okay, if you want to talk about Lefty Gunplay, Swifty Blue, these rappers, Criminal, all these fucking dudes, they are public figures. They're rappers. They put themselves out there. But you're talking about individuals that don't put themselves out there like that, bro. You're talking about how they're punks and suckers and tecatos and this and that. And how fucking they just use their people and everything. Were you one of their people? Were you ever one of their people? You weren't. You're from Northern California, homie. You were a norteño. Why are you speaking on that organization all the fucking time, bro? Do you think them vatos appreciate that? I've accepted my fate. Then why didn't you stay active and accept that fate and really put it down? I don't get it. You know, I seen Dubs keyed in on something, bro, and I seen it a long time ago too, and I wasn't going to really say shit. But I'm going to today. Today I got time, blood, right? On pyro. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, guys? Shout out to all my Crips and blood. But look, I seen you did a video, bro. I tap in on the videos. You know, I like some of the spills, especially when you're talking about things from Northern California, like cities I could identify with, people I know. I'm like, all right, cool. And I see you say you're showing paperwork of when you got removed, okay? And it wasn't that serious. Like you said, it wasn't that serious. Your knee was scraped up. You got a cut on the head. According to you, you took the piece and whatever, right? And you show the paperwork and you say, this is the reason that I stopped gangbanging. This is one of the reasons right here where I was like, fuck that shit, I'm done. And then for whatever reason, you join a dropout gang, allegedly, right? Later on. And I understand, homie. I understand. I know Dubs doesn't really understand that. You know, he's never been a part of that right there. But I've seen homeboys dissuaded with the cause or whatever and say fuck that, and they see some good solid dudes that are from the dropout gangs doing their thing and they gravitate towards that, right? It happens, man. You know, it doesn't mean all the philosophies you believe in all the philosophies and all the bullshit that whatever, but you just, that canalismo, you're in search of that still. But you can't get caught in your bullshit, say, oh, this is what made me stop gangbanging kids, stay away because you don't want to end up like this, and then join a dropout gang. And now you trying to victimize other people. Just doesn't make no sense, man. I believe you're a good man. I believe you're a family man. I believe you're a man that wants to live for your children. I believe you're a man that deserves to live for his children. But when you're being fucking reckless on YouTube and you're speaking on people that you know in real life you should never speak on, don't sit here and play the tough role like, oh, I don't care. I'm too good. I'm too good. You ain't shit. And I ain't shit either. Okay? Have some morals, some standards. If you were really about that life, then you understand. You can't sit here and do spills. Is this about the telling? Is this about the ratting? Is that you're dry snitching too, homie? Stop it. Okay? If you go back right now to prison, if you fuck up, something happens, and you go to prison, guess where you're going? To the SNY. Guess where I'm going? To the SN. We already know where we're going, bro. You have no choice. Don't act like I'm still that man. No one's that man. Okay? If you're gonna be going in there, bro, and you're gonna have a whole bunch of people mad at you just like I would. The only difference is you are digging your hole deeper. See, I do comedy, bro. If they're mad at me, they're mad at me. Whatever. You know, it is what it is. I understand like you, I've accepted my fate, only I haven't. You know, I'm hoping I could live. But it's already too late for whatever I've said. But you, bro, I remember, look, here's a perfect example. When Savage Studios got killed, there was a whole lot of people saying a whole lot of things, reasons why. Ultimately, we'll never know the reason. We don't know if it was a personal beef or people just tired looking at him or whatever he said. And I'm not trying to speak on the dead. Rest in peace to that vato. Even though we had our issues, cool, right? But I think everyone keyed in on something he did and said, bro, and then later apologized for man, he should have never did that. And it's kind of maybe a curious situation, or maybe it's just a coincidence that he was hit, right? The way he was and by who he was. Do you want to be that next one? Ultimately, bro, look at yourself in the mirror. Look at your beautiful children and your family, bro. Do you want to be that one? Right? I know I don't. You know, when it's crazy, when the shit happened, everyone's like, Gunner, you're the next one. You're the next one. Why? I didn't disrespect them, vatos. I would never disrespect them. I have the ultimate respect for people who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Unless you caught a body in your life, unless you've been through trials for murders, Unless you've done that, you can't speak on them guys that have went through shit like that. You don't know what they're going through, where their mentality's at. You could tell stories about being around people, your own personal stories, but you can't tell. You weren't in that cell when things were happening. You can't call dudes chirujos and tecatos and fucking this and that and suckers and punks and you bought your way in and this and that. Who the fuck are you, bro, to do that? You know, who the fuck am I to do that? Nobody. At least I admit it, bro. Like, nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna do that. You're from Northern California, constantly speaking on a Southern organization, bro. What? Make that make sense. That ain't mathing. Make that math up. 1 + 1 is done. You know? I just don't get it, man. You know, again, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But you fuck shit up for everyone, bro. There's a lot of people that support you. A lot of people behind what you got going on. I used to be one of them. I used to be. Until you thought you were too good for me, man. Let's tell the truth here. See, I talked to someone you talk to. So I already know what it is, bro. Oh, I don't give a fuck about Gunner. And you sure gave a fuck about me when I was helping you with the LLC shit, huh? Or when I was helping you to monetize your channel. We were cool. Stop being a bitch, bro. You know what I mean? Be real. I said it. I'm not jealous of you. I hate it when people are like, oh, you're just jealous of what? Bro, my teeth are straight. I'm doing all right. Okay? It's so bad that you got motherfuckers over there saying, oh, Gunner only buys hats and shoes and pays my rent and my cars. And, I take care of my family. I take care of me and mine. Just like I'm sure J-Hans takes care of him and his. But how about me and you take care of some business? Why don't you give me a call? You know what I mean? Let's set it up. Me and you. You know, I like casinos. You know what it is. With that being said, you know, am I doing this to back Dubs' play? No, I'm not. Dubs did his video on how he felt. He's been around those dudes that this guy's speaking on. So he has I've never been around those guys. So I can't sit here and say what they have done and what they haven't done. But one thing I know for sure is it's no one, not mine's, not J-Hands, not Dubs, no one's room to speak on it. Especially people that are not in good standing. I'm not in good standings. J-Hands is not in good standings. Dubs is a whole different situation. We're not in good standings, bro. Within our own people. So why the fuck are you talking about other people? To me, it seems like still gangbanging. Like you got, like you still don't like vatos from Southern California or something, man. Half the people that support you are even more from Southern California. I show nothing but respect to the South. My own people don't like me. My own friends that I fuck with don't like me because I show much respect and love for the South. But guess what? North, South, doesn't matter to me. Brown, bro, black, brown, white. I'm showing love to everyone, man. That's just what it is. J-Hands, I ain't got nothing against you, bro. But if you want to throw them things, let me know. This is the gun. Bang, bang.